Hello, welcome back. What a lovely day, what a lovely day. Thank you for tuning in as usual. But this week there's a story that I heard. I heard a certain story. There is a woman. This woman died, unfortunately. I heard that her husband beat her up. Her husband beat her and beat her to death. But it seemed like she was planning on running away, escaping, so she was organizing her documents and all that. But somehow, this woman, I don't know, I really don't know the whole story. But what I heard was that this woman was beaten to death. My people, that one is not a relationship. That one, you are in a crime scene. You are in a crime scene. You are supposed to be seeing authorities like you run. Like, that is not a relationship. Like, that is not a relationship. You are in a crime scene. So, rest her soul. This lady just died like that. Like that. Someone who was okay, then you're beaten to death. But this is something that had been occurring because by the time she's organizing her documents to go and all that, it's because this is something that has been occurring. But then I think as time really didn't let her. But those are not the relationships I'm talking about. Those are not even relationships. Those are crime scenes. I'm not talking about crime scenes. I am talking about relationships. I told you this month we're going to do some more some more. I'll be sharing some more things. Thanks to my 8th anniversary, and some of the tricks, some of the tactics, and some of the good practices. These are things that you should really engage in. I am telling you. Well, my name is Anne TK, yeah, and thanks for tuning in. Again, you might have got that notification, and if you didn't subscribe, you will get the notification every time I have something to say, and that will be on Tuesday. That will be on every Tuesday. Well, from last time, what we had talked about how you can spend more time in like to stay longer, to do the till death do us apart. There's some people who actually marry and even death, they don't even want death to separate them because they are happy. So do not be deceived. Mama Manyare, marriage is how marriage is hard. Apparently everything is hard. So you cannot tie on marriage being hard or any relationship being hard. It's just something where everyone is supposed. It's more of giving. It's not more of taking. You give, and I'm also expecting the other person to also be giving, and giving. You get what I mean? So, but I won't even go any like I'll expect the other person to also just be giving and giving and giving. Now, for example, while you are at it, they are thinking about your marriage, how will it even be longer? How will it take longer? How long will it even last? You have to think about some of those things. But you see, personally, I don't even want like do you know you want let me tell you, when you are getting married, meanwhile I'm talking about relationships, not crime scenes. There is a difference. I want us to differentiate. Crime scenes and relationships. Crime scenes we're supposed to report to the authority. That one we do not bargain. There is no bargaining. You cannot be beaten to death and you think you're in a relationship. What is that? They don't even do that in prison, by the way. They don't. So for you, what are you in if not a crime scene? Like we should be putting these yellow caveats, those which they put in crime scenes. Okay, mostly the movies. Yeah, those crime scenes where they put crime scene, like for you in your area where you stay. That is something that is supposed to be there. I am telling you, go to the authorities. Hmm. Mm. So today I told you I was going to share about what you shouldn't do in a relationship if you really want it to last. And this time I've come with only two things. Last time I told you I only have one, but basically I have just broken them down. But it's more or less the same thing. The first one is do not remember the past. Yes, do not remember the past if you want to live long in a relationship. Remember, your relationship is not for the past. Because whether you have dated for 10 years and now probably you're married, do not remember the past. Because now that past, you might have had some things there, then you start saying, but I saw that red light, I saw the pink light, I saw the maroon light. You'll start remembering lights. And those lights will even think, but for me, I already saw this person. Okay, now if you already saw this person, what are you doing there? So don't remember the past because the past is going to mess you up. It's going to give you ideas. You're going to look like you remember something, like you saw something, but then you didn't even actually see that thing. Or even if you saw it, so what now? Like you're in a relationship, make it work. You get what I mean? Some of my friends tell me, what for you? You keep saying that because for you, maybe your relationship is okay. You do not know what people are going through. I know what people are going through. Am I not the one who has told you the story of the lady who just died? I think 2 days ago. Is it 3 days? Just last week. It's not even like a forever story. So definitely, I've had very many stories. But those ones, I have termed them as crime scenes. Those are crime scenes. But there are other things. I'm talking about a person who wants to have a good relationship. I'm talking about a person, maybe you have just married and you want the thing to keep that way. We are not ignoring the fact that challenges be there. But tell me something where there are no challenges. Let me tell you, even Christianity on itself, religion, Christianity, salvation, there are challenges. That is why the Bible tells us to work out our salvation, to work it out. If that was not the case, we wouldn't be working out. Even Jesus says that take heart because in this world you will have trouble. You will have trouble. So what are you saying that I do not know about relationships with troubles? I know. But why are we focusing on trouble? I am talking about relationships that are going to work, relationships that you want to work. I understand very well that it is a two-way thing, but sometimes you're the only one who has heard this. Maybe you're the one who has subscribed to the channel. Your husband hasn't. Maybe you're the one who has subscribed to the channel. Your wife hasn't. Work out your marriage. You get what I mean? Work it out. Like working out is a process. Huh? Working out is a process. It's not something that you just do and then it is there. That is not how things happen. Things take some time. You get things take some time. So I'm telling you, do not remember the former thing. Because when you start remembering, start remembering your boyfriends, those ones who broke your heart, those ones who have tried to make it, then that is where your mind is going to go back. You're going to think about that person who probably left you. Then you start comparing, and then you'll say, maybe this person wasn't that bad. Maybe they weren't that bad. Because this new person that I have right now is maybe doing this. But remember, these are things you already knew when you were coming into this relationship. But because of small issues, now you are remembering who was better. Okay, if they were better, you should have married them. If you didn't marry them, do not remember them. They are ghosts. Do you get? Those ones are ghosts. You don't remember that. If it did not work, it is not worth the memory. Now, someone is there and then they're thinking of, but the other one was, okay, a bit better. Oh, maybe John was this. Do not remember. I said, but Susan at least could be kind. Susan at least, okay, had the better shape. Okay, maybe the face was bad, but at least she would entertain. Why didn't you marry Susan? So do not remember. Do not remember. And you don't remember. And by you not remembering, like I told you the other time, for you to not remember the people that didn't, the reason they are not the ones that you married is because they are not. They are not. They are not, and they will not be, and they will never be. Yes, that is why they are not right now. So do not go remembering them. Are you thinking, trying to compare, imagining, telling us, by the way, the other one was not so bad. By the way, you might even be there and then you're thinking of okay, at least the other, okay, at least even if when I was broke, Rachel would give me some money for her. Or at least for them, they were well to do at home. Let me tell you, if you did not marry them, do not remember. That's the only way you're going to keep your marriage. Because every time you keep remembering, you're messing up your mind. Your mind is now divided. Because even if your spouse tells you, by the way, there's this, you'll say, I already knew. Didn't I tell you? Now you'll start on the didn't I tell you. You'll start on the I never knew. You will start on such issues. But that one does not solve anything. You have to be one-minded, divided. Just like the way you say that, just like the way when you are with God. I told you, it's like marriage marriage and Christianity are the same. Your relationship with God and your relationship to your spouse, you are supposed to be single-minded. And the way you can help yourself to not be single-minded is to not remember the past. That's why it is the past. The past is to not be remembered. It's not even to be as a reference whatsoever. It does not work. It did not work. It is not going to work. Let me tell you the fact that it didn't work then. It is not going to work now. If they did not marry you last time, if they rejected you last time, they're not going to accept you now. Don't even deceive yourself. There's a reason why you are married to the one you are married to now. There is a reason. Yes. There's a reason. So honor your spouse with all that you can because they have married you. And this goes both ways. You get. So, but that is just one of them. Now, the second one is you have to trust God. Yes, trust God. Trust God that that your spouse is the right one. Yes, that your spouse is the right spouse. Because you may feel, why did I make a mistake? Or what did I? Yeah, those moments might come. You might actually think you made a mistake. But you did not make a mistake. That's the right. You're there fighting with your siblings. You're there arguing with your neighbors. Now your spouse, you argue small argument. You think you made a mistake. Hmm? Small argument, and you think you made a mistake. But you have quarreled with all your neighbors. They fear you. With all your workmates, your colleagues, they know you. You are a superstar for quarreling. They know you. All your friends, they fear you. They don't say, you don't say and they say. They know you. So you are there living there. But now, small quarrel with your spouse. Oh, you made a mistake. But you didn't make a mistake at the neighborhood. You didn't make a mistake at your workplace. You didn't make a mistake with your colleagues of work. You didn't make a mistake. So trust God. Now, this is the part where you trust God that the spouse He has given you is indeed the right one. You trust in God, knowing that, you know how you trust God, you know it in your heart that God is faithful enough to actually give you that is faithful enough because He wants what is good for you. Because the God is faithful enough because He wants what is good for you. Yes, because Jeremiah 29:11, it says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you your expected end, to give you hope and your expected end. It is you that is expecting that end. For Him, He's not expecting for you. Like I told you before, it is you expecting the end. There's certain dreams that you've been having, there's certain things you've been having. Those dreams, that is the one going to bring the dream. Yes, it's the one. The way you're seeing Him now as if He's not the one. He's the one. It reminded me of my friend, like just I think 2 days ago, I think, we were there, we were at work, and then I showed her a photo of one of our other colleague, and then I told her, hey, this is. Then said, are you sure is he the one? I said he is the one. Said, no, are you sure? Even ask someone else, like, is it him? I said he's the one because it was an old pic where he looked younger and so different. My pastor keeps saying that you women, you see the boys, those ones are looking like as if adolescents with pimples that are talking. But when they grow up and they start looking nice, you won't believe. So don't go for looks just like that. Don't go for looks when they look like they're malnourished, as if they have no future. Can you find someone who looks like they are malnourished, as if their future, like the word future stopped on that one, like the word future stopped on him. For us girls, we'll be looking nice. Even when we are young, we'll be looking nice. It's here where we overgrow giving birth, then we start shape shifting. But before, we don't over shape shift, we'll be going systematically. But for guys, wow, when they are younger, they look like to whom it may concern, like as if those LC letters which they have written, to whom it may concern. So for you, when you get hold of that one, you take. That means you need the other eyes to see ahead, to see far. But bringing you back, trust God that one is the right person. That one is the right person. Because I tell you, you have to believe it. You have to believe the word that He has your expected end. It is your expected, not His expected. For Him, He's not expecting for you any end. You are the one who is expecting this end. So He's giving you what you expect actually. So that is the part where you trust God. But you see, like for anyone you trust, like if you trust someone, for example, if you're trusting maybe a friend, you're trusting a friend, and then you're with a friend, but then you hear a rumor, you hear something about a friend that, this friend here, do you know by the friend talked this about you? You go quickly and confront your friend. That means you never trusted your friend at all. At all. Like you are just, like you are on standby, like waiting, like I have had. Then you will convince us that you trusted your friend, but you did not trust your friend. You didn't. You actually didn't trust your friend. Why are you so quick to believe? Wow, you just go and attack even before you nothing. That you're hearing how it sounds. It sounds like you are on standby to go. Now I am saying trust God. Become one with that belief. Become one. Believe that God is not setting you up. Believe that even when things are hard. Meanwhile, I'm not talking about crime scenes. I'm talking about relationships. If you've been in a relationship, there may be some ups and downs. You get? Like any other relationship. With your neighbors, with your siblings, with your co-workers. Those ones, zibam. But I am talking about how you handle them. You have to trust God that this is the right place. this is the right marriage, these are the right children, these are the, like, you get. Some people start thinking, I mean, my children would have even been like, oh, who tells you? Like that, that's how they were going to look like. Whether with who, whether with, like that. So leave children out of this. Leave them out. Like, leave children out of this. But what I am telling you for sure is that you have to trust God if you want the thing to work. Because at the end of the mind, it is your mind and your mentality. Have you ever been there? Something that you're worried about is what exactly has happened. Actually, Job, there was about his issues. When those issues of Job, everyone doesn't want to be like Job in the Bible. Neither do I. Job, if that is how testing faith is for everyone, then now, Job, you see, for him, when even the thing happened, he said, the thing that I feared has happened. The thing that I dreaded, some versions, has happened to me. So why was he fearing it? Of course, they are just calling every enemy, every whatever to just come. It's what I'm fearing. The energy your fear is giving out is inviting that kind of thing to happen to you. Like, you be there, you're always fearing your husband to be taken. You're always fearing your wife. You're insecure. And when you're insecure, even when you just find a message of hi, you're going to read it as I love you, I have always been with you, I even want to have babies with you. For you, that is how you're going to read it. Because you're already worried, you're already sensitive about everything, you don't even know what to do. Yes, the thing you have feared has happened. You will even believe it. And remember, when you believe it, you start asking probably your wife or your husband, who is this? Now who is this saying hi? Who is this saying hi? Then the person will say, that one is a friend. Or they can tell you, that one is, I don't even know them. You get, like, I don't even know who it is. Sometimes we just don't know even the people who are sent us messages. Sometimes they don't know people who messages have been sent to them. But because you don't trust God, it is hard for you to trust them. Because if you trust God, you're going to trust your spouse. Because you're going to believe that this is a God thing. This is a God thing. And he's going to, the way he has brought it, he will keep it. I do not have power over these things. Doesn't mean you should just sit there the way you want. There are certain things you have to do, but you can only do what is in your power. What is not in your power? Again, that one is for God. Because you see, by the time you even already mistrusting, you're saying, no, what do you mean? Who is this? What do you mean you don't know the person? You were quick to leave the belief. You didn't trust God. You actually didn't trust. It is actually God. It's not even the person. It is not the person. Because I tell you, for us human beings, we can make mistakes that knows no number. Oh yes, we can make mistakes. You can make mistakes. Your spouse will make mistakes. Your spouse is going to make mistakes, and not even because they want to make the mistake. It's just because they have made a mistake. They can only do as much as possible. If the grace of God has not helped them, my people. But if the grace of God has not helped them, keeping them away from it, they will make a mistake. But as for your work is to trust God, not to trust them. Your trusting them is by trusting God. Because you will know. Someone who will, by the way, I have seen your wife entering here and here and here with this one. Like, for example, as you're trusting God, someone will just say, I have seen your wife entering here and here with so and so. Then the other person will say, are you sure? Okay. Like, won't even go into it, won't even dig into it, won't even go. Doesn't mean they're not even affected. But what they are doing is they are trusting God. Because they know God is faithful to finish the work he started. So you need to trust God. You see now, you were quick to leave that belief because you never believed it in the first place. When you just hear something and you react, you never believed in that thing at all. At all. Like, this thing that you have heard is only verifying the fact that you didn't believe. You hear this one said this, hey, I have seen your husband here. What? Put this. Like, my God. You never believed in the first place. You are just waiting for like something to snap. And there it is. True or false, it is there. You get it is there. Like, what is that? You are waiting for something to snap. I know you're going to tell me, but you don't just bump into someone, only someone who can be suspicious. Let me tell you, when you start being suspicious, you remember certain things. Like, you know that somewhere There is where you have lost faith. How you lost that faith is another story, but somewhere you lost faith. You lost faith. And when you lose faith, you're going to lose the peace. And when you lose the peace, the thing you have feared is going to happen to you. That is automatic. There is no another language to define that thing. The thing that you have feared is going to happen. I may say, but for my husband, he's also not trustworthy. Maybe my wife, I really would like to trust her, but she's not trustworthy. Now, what I don't know is, did she start not being trustworthy now? Or even when you married them, they were still not trustworthy? If they were still not trustworthy, why did you still go ahead and marry them? But you might actually have a good reason. Now, stick to that good reason. Let it always remain a good reason why you actually married them. Yes, stick to the reason. But if you thought that you were going to change them, say, no, I married them, but I thought they would change. In my own view, that is not a good idea. But since you're already there, and that is what you thought, continue thinking it. It will work for you. Think it, meditate it, believe it, that God is faithful to do that. Because by the time you even thought of it, because remember, God is going to give you your expected end. So that which you expected when you were marrying your spouse, that is exactly what God wants to give you. Now, the actual job is what happens in between here. That's the actual job that actually happens. But that which you expected when you were marrying them, whether now it seems like it is whether now it seems like it was so far from it. I know there's a time when I have seen certain relationships where the thing looks like it is so opposite of what, like Abanange, you feel like even God is setting you up. And you say, but God, you start kumwekengera, you start kwekengera God. But He has not set you up. He has not set you up. It is you to do the work in between. And that work varies from person. Some things are way harder. They're just way harder. Sometimes the work in between may be seeking for professional counseling. That may be the actual work, but your expected end is sure with God. That one is sure. But now when I tell you that, yeah, because you are not trusting God. You are the one I am talking about. You need to trust God. You really need to trust God. You really need to trust God if you really want your marriage to work. Now, that is trust beyond trust. You need to trust God if you want your marriage to actually work. And that is the only way it is going to work. That is the only way it's going to work. Because I want to tell you you can trust your spouse, but let me tell you, human nature, we make mistakes, but we can only trust God that what He has done is good and it's getting us to our expected end. Whatever you expected, those wild dreams you had, He has you covered. He has you covered. But when you just hear one thing and you're quick to run, you never believed. You are just on standby. And let me tell you that because you're believing it, someone will say, but I have believed it. No, it's not going to come and it works overnight. No. It is a process. It may take time. Some people actually it will work overnight, but some it will not. At least majority maybe. It will not. But it will happen. Just keep carrying the consciousness which you want. Carry that consciousness which you want. Carry it. Meditate on it. Think on it. Get Bible verses that actually speak about it and meditate on it. By the way, this one I am speaking about it so passionately because I believe in it greatly. It works. It worked. It will always work. Well, thank you for watching today. It was such a lovely time. I felt so attached to the topic. Wow. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And yeah, but mostly I just want you to do what if you haven't given your life to Christ, like that is the first thing. Like, how are you going to trust a God you don't even know? You have to give your life to Christ. And I just want you to repeat these words after me. Say, Almighty God, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this time. I accept you as my Lord and Savior. I accept that you died for me and you rose again. And I believe that you are faithful to your word. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yes. Now, if you have also said that prayer, you can just write to me on that email down there. You will reach me so directly. So, but thank you for watching and have a lovely, lovely day. Let's be back the same time next week. Bye.